with L&N?
It's coming through.
Okay.
It's behind. This Elenin is a smokescreen for this other big red thing that's coming in behind it.
Okay.
There's
Um,
photos. People have taken photos of it. It's yeah, and these people are just ordinary people with cameras and they explain exactly the filters that they've used, and this thing's appeared on the left side of the sun. So this thing's coming in behind Elenin. It's and all the way objects are being affected in our solar system. This thing is not Elenin is not causing these disturbances. There's a big object out there that's causing these disturbances. But it's they're doing everything in their power to keep this quiet. They don't want this getting out because the moment this gets out, it's going to cause a lot of issues. You see, they've got a plan, and if people become aware of things before time, then it ruins their plans. And I'm here to ruin their plans. I'm trying to help make people aware. This is about helping people out. This is about awareness. This is not about fear mongering. This is about preparation. So yeah, have a really good think about the things that I'm sharing.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. It's really
Yeah, no problems.
wonderful. Um, and my next question is, you've said on your interviews that the axis of the Earth is straightening up. Why is this happening, and what will be the result?
Yeah, now Mother Earth have a wobble because if you go to incarnate into a reality, the environment, the foundational energetic patterns of that reality are what help to create the environment, and then are the building blocks of that environment, and then therefore they provide the experiences one chooses to have by incarnating in that particular reality. That's why we our souls gravitated here. It's the law of attraction. So the wobble is a function of duality. Mother Earth needed to have that wobble so we can experience the level of duality we have been experiencing. And so this version of duality that we have been experiencing here is now winding up. It's finishing and it's coming to an end. So in order for Mother Earth to ascend and become, and morph into this high state of being, she needs to be centered. She needs to find center again. Just like we as individual beings, if we are to become increase our frequency and become a more enlightened and an ascended state of being, we need to have our center as well. So the same applies for the planetary body as well. So that's why she's straightening up on her axis so she can find center. And she's doing it in small increments at the moment, but very, very soon she's going to do it in a really big way. And my understanding is that the 21st of December 2012 is the activation of this alignment that takes place, is going to activate her to actually straighten up into this fluid movement. So we're just going to see increments up until the pole shift of the 21st of December 2012.
So what's our experience of that straightening? Is it earthquakes or what?
Yeah, it is. It's the whole of the Earth's crust is flexing and under a lot of stresses and strains at the moment, because eventually that has to implode into center. And I know people are just thinking this is nuts. This is just psycho. This is what deluded stuff that George is saying. But if you really look at it from a much grander perspective, it's not. This planet is going to become a body of light. In other words, this planet's going to become a star. And this is normal. This happens all over the universe regularly, practically on a daily basis, if you look at our time scale. And this planet is going to do that as well. And it's just that humanity has been plunged into such a deep slumber that they've forgotten these sort of concepts. But they're inside each and every one of us. So I'm not saying anything new here to anybody. This is all deep down inside everybody. It's just a matter of getting reacquainted with yourself and reacquainted with that part of yourself that's connected to the all, and that part of you that has all this knowledge and wisdom within you. So I'm not saying anything deluded and anything crazy. It's just that people who are trapped inside the construct of our matrix and the paradigm of reality, they would view me as being crazy. It's just like there was a while back when someone said, hey guys, the world's actually round and not flat. And that person was called crazy and deluded, and it's just like people in today's world, if you talk about extraterrestrials, then you're crazy and deluded. But they're there, they exist. We're not alone. It's crazy and deluded to think that we're alone, and it's crazy and deluded to think that the world is flat. And And it's also it's a very sad thing that's happened to the human race, where they've totally lost contact with the planet, the consciousness of the being they're incarnate on, and lost contact with the consciousness of the being of the solar system they're incarnate inside of. You know, we're in the body of the solar system, of the being that is the consciousness of the sun. So these concepts are normal on that level of awareness. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing delusional. It's just that people need to reacquaint themselves with that level of awareness and that level of understanding of the processes and the concepts of life in our universe.
Actually, this sounds very similar to what John Lash is saying about the planet. Are you familiar with him?
I listened to one of his interviews probably about a year ago and really liked what he had to say. And lately I've been getting a lot of emails from people saying, George, you know what? You and John Lash need to get together. And so I'm going to go back and look at his material, because a lot of people are saying to me that what you guys are saying are quite parallel.
Yeah, because currently what he's saying is that he calls the Earth Sophia, Gaia,
Yeah.
that she's a living goddess and that she was asleep and now she's waking up and she's literally course correcting. And
Yeah.
so that we'll see the stars shift, we'll see where the sun comes up shift, and we'll connect to the center of the universe, the energies of the center of the universe when she corrects. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I agree with him.
It's cool to have a totally different person say similar things. It's like, it sounded right the first time I heard it, and now I'm hearing it again from someone totally else, you know?
Okay, well, while we're on that subject, look at it like this. The Lady Gaia personality is like our lower ego. So this planetary bodies have their planetary lower egos. And the Earth's crust and the natural environment on it is the Lady Gaia personality. It's her lower ego. And when you connect with that part, that's where she's been asleep, but also she's, on another level, she's been in a lot of pain. The sacrifice that she has made for us to facilitate this experience for the human race is phenomenal. I mean, it goes without words. I bawled my eyes out when I connected with that part of her body and that part of her being. And when you go deeper because when you go into yourself and you connect with your inner heart, the first place you go is down into the heart of Mother Earth, our Earth Mother, because that's the very next major connection you have with life. And when you hit that heart center in the core of the planet, you hit the Christ Sophia energy. And it is the feminine consciousness of this universe who's manifested herself as this planet so she can personally facilitate this human race. And she's about to give birth to a whole planetary race of embodied universal beings. Now, this is huge, what's happening here. When I said you've got the cabal and then you've got the rest of life, I'm telling you, this whole universe, their attention is on this planet right now, because what happens here over the next 2 years has a ripple effect on the whole universe in a major, major way, because this is the first planet that's going to give birth to a whole planetary race of universal creators of love and light. And this isn't New Age fluff. This is reality. The construct of this universe is light. And we've all come inside this universe to learn the construct of light. That's what we're doing here. And we've explored this universe, everything that it has to offer. I have had an incredible journey in this universe, and many other people who are here on the planet have had the similar journey. And we know this about ourselves. And I have seen everything there is to see. I have been everything there is to be in this universe. And we exist beyond this universe, okay? But I'm talking about the part of us that's taken the journey inside this universe. And it's incredible. And we're just about to graduate. Now, many of us who are on this planet, and I'm talking over 1 billion, probably 2 and even more billion than that, know this about themselves, that we're here to do this. You'd be surprised. Millions of people at the moment are fully aware that this is going on about themselves. And there's more and more that are reawakening, because this is the time that we were going to wake out of our slumber and come to know ourselves once again. So over the next 6 months, the rate, because it's an acceleration, it's a logarithmic acceleration. So, we might have had 100 that woke up in the last hour, In the next hour, there's going to be 200, and the hour after that is going to be 300, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's an incredible rate, accelerated rate of awakening, and Mother Earth is straightening up, and what's happening with her. And people need to get in touch with that level of life if they are to understand these concepts, because we can verbalize it and people can understand this intellectually. And on one level, it does make sense, but to really know it, you've got to know it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just listening to you, I listen with my mind, but more I listen with my body, and my body's very excited about what you're saying. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's
have another,
beyond the mind. These concepts are literally beyond the mind. When I say to get in touch with your inner self, you've literally got to go beyond the mind. Because what is the mind? You know, let's get real. I'm very much a realist. What is the mind? The mind is the software package of the brain. The mind is the interface, just like you have software on your computer. So the mind is where the ego resides, and the ego and the mind are pretty much one and the same thing. But also the mind is also plugged into the matrix. The mind construct that we're functioning from is an artificial construct in a matrix, and which emanates from the moon. So we have an invisible internet which we cannot see, and our brains being a biological computer, a biological transceiver, then it is plugged into this invisible internet, and that's why the majority of the thoughts people have are not even theirs. They're artificially induced, and that's the way the human race is being controlled. It's ingenious. Like if you know, this is understanding this from the full scale of things of what's really going on here. This is not some conspiracy theory. This is fact. And a lot of people say, well, that's just crazy what he's saying, but it's not. It's reality. It's just these people don't have the capacity, and I'm not having to go in a derogatory sense. I'm just being realistic. People who judge people like myself for saying these things do not have the actual capacity to cope with the truth that is being exposed to them, the reality of their existence here and how the human race is being manipulated. It's simply you don't have the capacity to deal with that. And that's all it is. I'm not trying to be derogatory or elitist. It's reality.
yeah. I have a question now about the sun. You've said that has been a false negative campaign against the sun.
Yeah.
Why? And what is the source and the purpose of this negativity? What's being said that's incorrect? And what's your opinion about the sun?
Crikey, you're asking big questions. How long have we got? Struth. All right. All right. All right. First of all, you exist here because of the sun. End of story. Right? Basic 101 of existence. You exist here, first of all, because the sun manifested himself as his solar system, and because this earth manifested herself as his planet. That's it. You exist because of these two beings. Without them existing here, you would not be here. It's about as simple as it gets. It just seems to be the most forgotten thing. It's crazy, isn't it? So our relationship that we have with the earth and the sun is of utmost importance. It's paramount. It's the most important thing. It's incredible how it's forgotten, and the way our essence has actually come to be here. I mean, you know, when you enter a domain, if you're this high-level consciousness and you wish to have an incarnational experience somewhere, and you chose like to come, let's have a look at the flow of our essence to actually find ourselves here on the planet. So you're this high-level consciousness and you're outside this galaxy, and you're right, okay,